The future of autonomous mobile robots, or AMRs, is the topic of my conversation today with Daniel Theobald, CEO of Vecna Robotics. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
What is driving investment in robotics in the logistics industry today?
Well, it comes from a number of areas, but I think really the investment is being driven by the fact that there is a tremendous need for this technology. We've got a lot of customers who have been suffering with like 300% turnover. They can't get the workers they need to get the work done. There's a tremendous need for reliable, flexible solutions that can get the job done day in and day out. Somewhat independent of what the economy is doing at the particular moment. So I think that's driving a lot of it is just the need for predictability.
Yeah, well, low unemployment definitely leads to the need to fill that gap with automation, but at the same time, facilities are obsessed with productivity. Therefore, robotics steps in there too, right?
Well, absolutely. The completely unrealistic expectations that we've developed as consumers is driving a lot of it. The idea that I should be able to order something online and have it show up at my doorstep, within days or even hours is pretty unheard of. And we're not only ordering things and expecting them faster, but we're also ordering a wider range of things than we ever have before. And so our customers are having to deal with large, bulky items, small items. People will buy an individual tube of lipstick, for instance. How does your automation, how does your supply chain deal with those things?
And it's pretty much agreed that companies that make those deliveries to we spoiled consumers are losing money on almost every delivery.
Yes, without exception. I had a story recently about a UPS delivery to my farm in California. They were delivering a single roll of Teflon tape. And that's just how it turned out, that they were only making one delivery in the whole area that day. It was a single roll of Teflon tape. That delivery cost 1,000 times what the actual thing that they were delivering cost.
Right.
So yeah, things are on their head a little bit. So we need automation to try and set things right.
Okay, so where do AMRs, or autonomous mobile robots, come into the picture?
Really across the board. One of the exciting developments we're seeing in the industry is AMRs are providing a level of flexibility to do a wide range of jobs that's never existed before. Previous to AMR, we had AGVs, automated guided vehicles, which were great, but they were just very rigid in what they could do. They'd take a long time to set up, they could only follow one route. Now with modern compute, sensing, navigation technology, you can have a robot that can do 50 different things in a facility versus just the one thing it used to be able to do. So that's helping to allow organizations to adapt much more quickly to the economy.
So they are designed to do a variety of tasks. Like one AMR is not dedicated to one type of task, like picking or put away or transporting something across the world. Can they be outfitted for all kinds of different purposes, or do you need individually dedicated units for each task?
Yeah, so individual units will be appropriate for different tasks. A robot that's doing picking is probably going to be different than a robot that's doing horizontal transport in a facility. The key is those robots being flexible enough to not just do the same thing every day, right? The robots that are doing deliveries oftentimes have hundreds of different delivery locations, whereas in the past that wasn't practical with an AGV. Picking robots, we've had picking robots for decades, but they were designed to pick a single thing again and again and again. And so again, you see the theme of flexibility coming out, where the latest innovations in picking robots are robots that can pick a wider range of items completely autonomously.
Yeah.
So then you've got the robots that do these different types of tasks, and then really it's about coordinating all of them effectively. So one of our big announcements at MODEX this year is our pivotal orchestration engine. It's won some awards recently. It's really exciting. Orchestration is about how do you take all of these robots, how do you take all these human workers and get the most work done most effectively, most reliably today at this moment in time.
Yeah, interesting, because we all know that simply introducing automation into a facility does not solve anything unless you can make the best use of it. So the key, as you say, orchestration, would that be your answer to my question of what is the key to actually using this technology to increase productivity?
It absolutely is orchestration. As a matter of fact, at one of our large shipping customers, what we showed was that we went in and had robots doing some of the horizontal transport jobs that previously were done by humans, but they couldn't keep human workers there. They had tremendously high turnover. So they said, okay, let's bring in the automated tuggers, we'll do this job with the tuggers. So we had them in and we had them operating essentially on the same schedule that the human operators were previously. Great ROI, they're working flexibly in a mixed environment. But when we introduced the orchestration piece, so that the robots were being coordinated effectively with on-the-ground information, we saw this amazing 2 times throughput improvement because it was orchestrating the robots being at the right place in the right time, the workers being in the right place at the right time. So this collaboration, this true we've heard about collaborative robots for a long time, but true collaboration is about a lot more than them just being safe. Right? Collaborative robot used to mean it could be around people. What Pivotal is allowing is for collaboration to really happen, which is people working with robots efficiently in real time.
I see.
And that can't happen without effective orchestration.
More than it won't kill you, that's no longer the definition of collaboration.
That's
so
right.
this is obviously is a hugely innovative technology, and it seems to lend itself very well to hugely innovative and entrepreneurial spirit. Therefore, I'm wondering to what extent do startups and incubators and related types of communities contribute to the growth of robots and more specifically AMRs in this industry?
Yeah, it really is a team sport. One of the things that I'm really proud of Mass Robotics, which is the other organization I represent, is that they have brought together a tremendous array of innovators and brought them into contact with end users, the large consumers of automation technology, in very constructive ways. It used to be that you'd have a lot of really talented people coming out of university with all kinds of great ideas about robots, but they were really kind of out of touch with what the industry actually needed. Mass Robotics, I think, has done an incredibly powerful job of bringing the needs, the real world needs, and the technology together in a much more fruitful way than's happened in the past. And then they bring the investment in to power it all.
Yeah, well, it's got to start with the money. But
it all starts with money, yeah.
Well, Daniel, this is really interesting. It's great to hear about just what's happening with so-called AMRs and robotics in general. Thanks very much for sharing your insights with us today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, anytime.
I have been speaking with Daniel Theobald of Vecna Robotics. Thank you very much for watching.